Hello and welcome to hopefully another edutaining episode of Create Simple Meals. So, I was at my buddy's house this weekend, and he had made some spaghetti, but by the time he brought it out, I didn't get a chance to eat none of it. So I decided I'm gonna make me some spaghetti because now I'm feeling for some spaghetti. So, real simple recipe today. Basically, all we have here is we're gonna take off some pasta. Now, me personally, I'm a little bougie like this. I only use fresh pasta, but feel free to use the box dry pasta. But you're gonna boil up some pasta. If you are going to use meat, you're also gonna use some ground meat of your choice. But if you eliminate the meat, this will also be a vegetarian meal. You're gonna put in about 1 medium yellow onion diced, 3 garlic cloves finely minced, yellow squash diced up, 1 zucchini diced. It's about a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. I'm using 2 different types, crushed and roasted garlic tomatoes, some kosher salt, black pepper, some dried oregano, a little bit of paprika, and if you want a little spice to it, you can put some red pepper flakes. But I have a household that's not real favorable of spicy food, so we're gonna eliminate that one right there. Some fresh basil, if you can find it. In these pandemic times, it's kind of hard to find, and some fresh parsley. So let's go ahead and get started right now. We're gonna get our pan started up. And if you see somebody in the background, it's my daughter. She's taking pictures for with Zoom, TikTok, one of them stops. And she's also gonna be my resident helper when I forget something, like right now when I say, I forgot the minced garlic. Can you go get some minced garlic and a teaspoon? Appreciate you. Now, while that's happening, we're gonna go ahead and get this heated up. Put a little oil in there. And then once this gets hot, we're gonna go ahead and start cooking off our ground meat. Now, I'm using ground Italian sausage. Again, you can use ground pork, you can use ground chicken, veal, whatever ground meat you want if you want to add meat to your recipe. If you do not want to have meat, if you're vegetarian or you're just trying to go meatless Mondays, then by all means, 86 to meat, skip this step and then go on to the rest of them. All right, so anybody? One of us going to have to lose weight. I don't know if it's me or you. Okay, both of us. Okay, both of us need to lose weight. All right, we almost getting this where we want it to be. Now we're going to go ahead and add in our meat. So again, as I said, give me one of these gloves. I'm using, again, ground Italian sausage, mild. But it's your menu. You do what you want to do with it. All right, so let's go ahead and put this in there. Add this other one. Now it calls for 1 pound, but here's the thing, as I told y'all several times, this show is also what I eat, and I'm not cooking tomorrow, so I'm trying to make enough to have some leftovers as well. Go ahead and get to this trash can. And then from that, we just gonna go ahead and start browning this off. While you're sitting there, folks, please remember, hit that like button, hit that share button, follow us on Instagram. I also finally got my Twitter back up, so my Twitter handle is @MealsCreate, or you can find me at createsimplemeals.com. But please subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. As always, this show is brought to you by the Self-Employed Tax Guy and Self Lodge Planning. So for all your future travel needs, please hit up Self Lodge Planning, group or individual travel. And for your business needs, your business consultation needs, tax preparation, bookkeeping, please hit up the Self-Employed Tax Guy. He has made a company from the ground up where you can do your taxes via Skype, Zoom, email, or you can go into his office if you're here located in the Southern California area. Go ahead and flip this over. And again, we're just browning this off a little bit. Again, if you are just now tuning in, today's show is a homemade spaghetti. And I say homemade spaghetti, but really it's homemade spaghetti sauce. What we're gonna do, we're grounding off some ground meat right now, which is totally optional. We're gonna put in about a medium, let's say about 2 cups of diced yellow onion. We're gonna add in 3 cloves of garlic, some yellow squash that's been diced, a zucchini that's been diced up, 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes, some kosher salt, black pepper, a little bit of dried oregano, paprika, some fresh basil, and some parsley. Now, here's the thing. This is one of them recipes you can totally have fun with. I could have put mushrooms in it, and I almost did because I know my daughter liked mushrooms, but I was like, you know what? 2 reasons. I don't feel like dicing anything else up today, and also because I am pulling the recipe from the website, I want to kind of stick as close to it as possible for those of you that's watching. But for those of you that are watching, you're also learning that you can play with the meal. Add whatever vegetables you want. I have done this recipe, and I've added bell peppers, spinach, I mean, you name it. It's also an easy way to trick your kids into eating vegetables. Matter of fact, if you got little kids, if they see vegetables, they're going to lose their mind. Here's a trick. Put your vegetables in a food processor and grind them up real fine. Mix that all up in the meat and sauce. They won't even see it. But they'll still get their, 5 servings, 3 servings, however many servings of vegetables you're supposed to have today. You know what I forgot to do today? Oh, so I started doing this. This ain't got nothing to do with the show. But I started doing this push-up challenge. Years ago, I used to do push-ups every hour on the hour. And I actually got to doing about 2,000 push-ups a day. So I started back today. And I'm supposed to do push-ups every hour on the hour for 8 hours straight. I think I only did 4 hours. So I got 4 more to do before I go to bed. And before I finish drinking this bottle of wine. All right. Again, folks, if you are just now tuning in, we are doing a homemade spaghetti sauce that we're going to top over some noodles. That's also another great debate. Do you put it over the noodles or do you mix the noodles in? Anywho, nothing but some ground meat. You want to add that in there, and then whatever diced vegetables of your choice. We're using onions, parsley, and zucchini, as well as some yellow squash. We'll add that all in with some crushed tomatoes and let that simmer down, and there goes your sauce. Another thing, folks, let me get a little closer. Another thing, and I know everybody's Italian roots kick in. They want to say what's authentic. Some folks put sugar in there, some folks don't. I'm going to tell you right now, the recipe doesn't call for it, but I am going to put in a little sugar. Now, my tweak is I actually put a tablespoon or so, or a teaspoon or so of brown sugar. I've also used molasses, just something that's a little different. If that's not your thing, it's your recipe. And remember, as I've always say, there are only 3 rules when it comes to cooking. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. So if you don't want brown sugar or yellow sugar or any type of sugar in your spaghetti, by all means, don't put it in there. If you do, put it in there. If you want to put tablespoons, well, don't do that. I almost went too far. Don't do that. All right, this is almost. That's what happened when you're doing too many things. I hit a commercial from a while ago on here. I was trying to get zoomed into the pot. Let y'all see we are almost done browning this off. Now, for you health critics, I would recommend don't go all the way because you're still going to simmer this off and you don't want your meat tough. You want to cook it where just maybe a little bit, not too much of that pink is showing. You don't want it red by any means, but you don't have to. I don't know if you can see that, but like right there, it's just a little bit pink. That is perfectly fine for my purposes because I am going to simmer this off when I'm done. So let me get me a plate. We're going to take this off and we're going to move on to the rest of it. We're going to put this out our way. Cover this up over here. And again, if you are just now tuning in, folks, we are doing a quick homemade spaghetti sauce to go over our noodles. We've already browned off our meat, if you're using meat to it, and now we're going to finish up building up the rest of it. So we're going to put a little bit more oil in our pan, and from there we're going to start dicing off some of these lovely vegetables we have here. So let's first add in these onions. Now, for the onions, it says dice, but I'm going to tell you, me personally, what I like doing, I diced half of it, and then I slithered half of them. Reason being, they're both going to wilt down, but I just like that texture in mine. Again, if you got some folks that are adverse to vegetables, dice them up as fine as you can. Turn a little music on in the background while we're doing this. Again, folks, while you're sitting here watching me stir these up, please don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook and on Instagram, share us with your friends and family, and also, please do not forget, ask all your questions, comments, or critiques, or just something you'd like to see, please hit us up at askme@createsimplemeals.com. All right, we sauteed. Let's grab some of them. That garlic. Now you're gonna put about 3 or 4 teaspoons of garlic. I'm just gonna eyeball it because, one, I don't believe you can have too much garlic. So I'm gonna put just as much as I think is right. What's that? There's one of them restaurants, they got a rule, no rules, just right. I ain't gonna say, even if I knew their name, I wouldn't say it because I ain't mess around and get myself sued. Put a little bit more oil in here. As we build this sauce up. And you want to saute this so basically the onions get kind of soft, maybe about 5 minutes or so. Another thing, the onions, the more they cook down, the more that sugar the onions have is going to cook out. Again, folks, this show is brought to you by the Self-Employed Tax Guy and Self-Lodge Planning. So for all your future travel needs, please hit up Self-Lodge Planning. And for all your group and all your business needs, tax consultant needs, business planning, please hit up the Self-Employed Tax Guy. If you are just now tuning in, we are doing a homemade spaghetti sauce. We've already ground off some meat. We're now sauteing off our onions and our garlic. Once those are softened, we're going to add in our zucchini, which actually we're going to go ahead and add that in now. Then we're going to finish up with our sauce. Let this simmer for a while, and there we will have it. So let's go ahead and add these zucchinis in here now. And, well, that's actually the squash and the zucchini. We're going to go ahead and add that in and cook those down. Now, if you notice on the recipe, it mentions pasta water. So that is preferred that when you do this, you want to save that pasta water because when you need to thin out your sauce, use that. That starch is actually going to be good to help thicken up that sauce as well. Turn this up some. Let me know if I'm in your way. I ain't know if you need to get that shot or not. All right. We're going to add in just a little bit of salt and black pepper. Let that cook down for a little bit. And then you ain't got to use this big old pot. Especially I've learned in the past with all the faux pas and mess ups I've had on this show, get the biggest pot possible so I don't have no spillage and all the other stuff that goes on. But this is awesome. I just thought about it. Well, I guess technically it's not a one pot meal because I had to boil the pasta, but it's almost a one-pot meal. All right, we're gonna put in some Italian seasoning or oregano, whichever your choice is. Again, this is one of them recipes you can pretty much have a lot of fun with it, building up to whatever you like. I'm gonna cover this up for a minute just to build that heat up some. And again, folks, if you're just now tuning in, we are doing a homemade homemade spaghetti. If you want to add meat, we've already ground up a pound of ground meat. The ground meat of your choice will work. We did that in some extra virgin olive oil. Then we put in a diced onion. We sauteed that off with about 3 cloves of garlic. To that, we added in some diced yellow squash and a zucchini. We're gonna let that cook down. And once that's get to a good sauteed state, we're gonna add in our crushed tomatoes. I've already seasoned it with some kosher salt, black pepper, and some dried oregano. We're gonna put a little bit of paprika in there. Red pepper flake is optional. Once that got to a good simmer, you can add in your fresh basil and your parsley. Let that cook down, and there have your sauce. Again, as always, this show is brought to you by the Self-Employed Tax Guy and Self Lodge Planning. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and add in our tomatoes. So about 28 ounces of tomatoes. We're going to let that just go ahead and cook in there. Hit this. We're gonna let this go ahead and just cook down. I'm wondering, could I use a little bit more sauce in there? What you think? No? All right. Good lot of noodles, that's why I was asking. All right, you see, folks, it's a lot of great colors in there. That's why I use you don't have to use 2 different zucchinis, but I just like the colors in there. So I have the yellow as well as the green, so the what they call yellow neck squash and those green zucchinis. Do me a favor, grab me one of them spoons out that thing. I want to taste this and see how we develop in here. Thank you. That's doing all right. I'm going to add some other stuff to it, though. Need a little bit more salt. And some paprika. My TikTok? Oh, yeah. As you see, my daughter's back here. We are going to... Is there a TikTok channel they have or a TikTok link? Anyway, I'm going to be on TikTok, too. Did they find me under... Oh, I'm sorry. I am on TikTok. I guess I'm on a lot of stuff. With the TikTok, they just look for Create Simple Meals. Yeah, so go to my TikTok as well, Create Simple Meals. All the lovely TikToking that's done on there is done by my daughter Ashton here, who, I'm gonna tell you, it's funny, you know, as parents, we know what we learned, and we look at school and education a little bit different. But I'm sitting here, and I be struggling with these social media apps. My daughter, I sent her, she went to my YouTube channel, took one of the videos, and within, I don't know, hour or so later, after she telling me to send her some pictures, the dadgum thing was done. So, you know, it's different from the way we learned, but dadgummit, these kids be amazing me, because I was thoroughly impressed at what was going on there. Get another close into that pot. Grab another one of them spoons. I'm gonna taste this a little bit more. Oh yeah, you just add a smidgen or so of salt. Now folks, you may have your own rules, but or preferences, I highly recommend, with very rare exceptions, don't use table salt. Try to use kosher salt. or sea salt, large crystals. One reason is it's just better for you, but also you can actually you have more leniency with it. You don't oversalt your food as easy. And I'm gonna put just a little bit of brown sugar in mine. Again, the recipe does not call for that, but that's what I want on mine. Put them in there for me. Thank you. Thank you much. And let me grab another one of them tasting spoons. Thank you. Yep. You wanna try this? No? Okay, because I think we pretty much, I'm gonna add just a little bit more of that in there. And I think we pretty much done. Add this parsley off in there. Oh, wait. Oh. Add some of this parsley off in here. That's a lot of parsley, I know. But I wanted them colors. And from that, we're gonna go ahead, let this simmer for a second. Put that off, and we're gonna add our meat into here. We're just gonna go ahead and incorporate that meat in. Because my mind is telling me otherwise, let me let this simmer for just a second. And we're gonna be right back, folks. All right, folks. So come on back here with this. Stir this up, and we can add in our noodles, and we pretty much gonna be done with the show. Again, folks, please remember, while you're sitting there watching this hopefully very edutaining video, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Follow us like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. If you have any comments, questions, or just want to make some suggestions, please email us at askme@createsimplemeals.com. All right, now do we want to put this over the pasta? Or you want to mix the pasta in? All right, give me some of that pasta water. Add some of this in here. We're going to bring this up to a quick boil, and we're going to add this in there, and that's going to be the end of it. All right, grab me this. Do me a favor, let me grab the glove out of here, because I didn't bring one of them pasta forks, and so I'm just going to do this like your grandmama used to do. No, that's a tongue. You know that fork that got the little spiky things on it? Yeah, we good, because these spiky things gonna work just as good. You good? All right, put that over here. Oh, I thought you were saying, my bad. We're gonna mix this all up in there. Again, that great debate, do you mix it in or do you put it on top? Well, we a mix it in type family. Huh? Throw it all together. All right, that's. Give me these tongs. Help me out with the mixing. Let y'all get a closer zoom on in there. And there we have it, folks. Again, if you are just now tuning in, today we did a homemade pasta sauce that we're putting over our spaghetti sauce. We took off some meat that we ground, which is totally optional. We ground that off. To that, we sauteed some onions and some zucchini and some squash, a little bit of garlic, seasoned up with some oregano, some paprika, salt, pepper, and I added a little sugar into mine. And to that, let everything season up, saute or boil together with some tomatoes, added some parsley, and there we have it. Hopefully another, simple for y'all, it was pretty quick and simple for me. Let's give it a taste and make sure the taste is right too. Grab me a spoon to get some of this extra added goodness up in there. Huh? Well, thank you, Stinks. Y'all didn't hear, she said, that looks delicious. Move this out my way. And then I'll clean this plate up a little bit so y'all can get a neater shot. And there you have it, folks. Another quick and simple meal. Let's give this a taste test. It's funny, before we started the show, my wife was like, I like when you make spaghetti because you put a lot of vegetables in it. She loves vegetables. This is definitely very good. That parsley, man, I wish I had some little bit more basil, but that parsley, definitely a good kick. So I highly recommend if you can get you some fresh fresh parsley, but in these pandemic days, you can't find nothing in the store. You think you can. As always, folks, don't forget to, excuse me, I'm trying to swallow and talk at the same time. Please don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. You can also find us on Twitter and now on TikTok. As always, there are absolutely only 3 rules we have when it comes to cooking. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. So until next week, when we will bring you another hopefully edutaining meal, quick and simple, see us on createsimplemeals.com, find us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and see us on Instagram. See y'all soon, folks.